man. I'll do what I
Stops
do.
in front, comes back, and then once it's clear, he drives across the front of her car, passing her up once the road is clear. All right, once she's out from in front of him. Then she moved forward again, and he stopped. So she moved forward again, and he stopped then, and then eventually continued eastbound on Robertson. Right? Murray passed him in the 1400 block of Robertson, almost hitting him. So he's saying he went on about his way, and then she jumped in front of him and almost hit the front driver's side of his car, cutting in front of him. This is basically what he's saying. Murray and Stoneburner both stopped at the 1500 block of Robertson, just short of William Street. Wilson said Murray got out of her vehicle to confront Stoneburner, who got out of his vehicle with his gun drawn and pointed it at her. Wilson said, of course, the course of events that followed led to Mr. Stoneburner discharging multiple rounds, striking Miss Murray multiple times. As a department, we cannot support Mr. Stoneburner's decision to use deadly force in the moment and manner he did. We have worked hard to build legitimate trust within the community, and will work just as hard to rebuild any trust lost as a result of it. I promise you, if this was a black man and he jumped out of his car to confront this guy, this would not be an outrage. But it's solely because she's a woman and people don't perceive women as that much of a threat. It's why a guy can get in a fight with his girl at home and she could have hit him and he hit her back, but he goes to jail. Or he was never in any serious danger. And the judge is going to look at it like, she was never in any, why'd you hit her? Look, at she's 120 pounds and you're 200 pounds. You were never any physical threat. Why did you hit her? You know, it's an overuse of force. That's basically what this is. Murray told KWTX earlier this week she made the U-turn because she started feeling ill and wanted to drive to the hospital. All right. Murray said after she and the officer took turns racing past each other, she finally stopped to confront him. During the argument that ensued, she said she was holding her side, which was in pain, and the man pulled out a gun. Maybe he perceived her as some kind of threat. I don't know. We have to just try to figure that out. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what it was. He perceived her as some sort of threat, maybe because her hand was on her hips or something like that. So, I mean, we don't know, you know, but the bottom line is this is something that we want to examine. You know, this is something that we want to try to figure out. When I turned around to run back to my truck and get out of there, I just heard pop, 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 pop. And all I could do was bend over and duck. She says the man didn't identify himself as an officer until he started shooting. Murray was treated and later released to return to the shooting scene later Sunday afternoon. She said Friday she had been in contact with the Texas Rangers. And Friday she had been in contact with the Texas Rangers who were investigating the shooting, and said she's satisfied with the progress so far. All right, so the thing is, we don't have all the facts. You know, we don't have all the facts, but the bottom line is, the question that I have is, why is this woman perceived, you know, as a threat? That's the thing. This is the question that we have to try to figure out here today. Now let's go to the next one here. And moderators, make sure you guys are monitoring the chat room just in case we get some trolls. I think we got a few trolls here. So let's take a look. Here's another one. Family of Texas woman killed by police files federal suit. Now, if you guys don't remember this was a situation a few weeks, well, about a year ago, that, you know, situation was as follows. This officer got in a fight with some woman, black woman, in front of their apartment, and he shot her, right? And the police officers here at the Houston Police Department did not find any inappropriate behavior. You know, there was nothing wrong. Shout out to Carl Michael. Thank you much. He said activate members only chat. Well, just let's get the trolls up out of here and we can continue moving forward. I mean, they're just commenting. Just get rid of them. Get them up out of here. It's no big deal. That's all we do. Judge dismisses. So they've had to file a suit. But here's the thing I want you guys to check out. Here's another one, right? Remember a few years back, there was this this lady who got attacked by some folks in a nail salon in New York. Assault charges filed against 2 Brooklyn nail salon workers who pummeled a black customer with broomsticks. Some of you probably remember that. Well, either way, the judge dismissed the charges against the Brooklyn nail salon employees who beat the black woman with brooms in 2018. Now, the whole issue was about her not wanting to pay the $5. She felt it was a botched job or something like that, and everybody saw it. I don't really want to, I don't really need to go into any details about that. You guys remember that it was all over the news, but this is kind of how it happened here. Black customer beaten. Well, either way, the judge dismissed this case, and so the thing we have to ask ourselves is, why is there no sympathy being given for these Black American women? That's the thing. You know, why is it that they're not seen as victims? Because they're women, you know, and typically societies want to protect women and children. So that's why I'm telling you guys, whether you date a black woman, married to a black woman, not married to a black woman, whether you're mad at them right now, whatever reason, you still have sisters, you still have moms, you still have nieces, you have all that. You see, and so because of that, it's important for us to understand why this is happening so that you can advise them. Okay, this is important, you know. And a lot of you guys at SYSBM, and I know I get it, I understand, you know, but still, I make sure that we hold this and understand what it's to run that video, because you guys remember, you should remember that incident. And of course, now here's something else I want you guys to check out. Now, could it, and this is, you know, let me do this. By contrast, because I also mentioned something about Black sympathy. This was an incident where a little boy last week, he was shot by some road rage. His mom flipped the bird off, and she was wrong, right? She was wrong. She flipped the bird off, but the child got shot. There's so much sympathy. Nobody's bashing her for that. Now, I know that this has been a Black woman and she flipped the bird off and her kid was hurt because of that. There wouldn't be this much sympathy. This woman is getting the sympathy that you would expect a woman would receive. But that Black American woman is not, you know, one who got shot by the cop. And so we have to begin to understand why. And so, you know, these are just some instances. Some of you guys remember this incident. Black woman says a group of Trump supporters attacked her following an LA rally. And some of you guys remember that. You know, they didn't treat her like she was a woman. They treated her like she was a Black dude. You know, they treated her like she was a dude. And the question is why? What are we seeing here? What's happening? You see, this is the thing we have to begin. What's going on? Why does this woman get sympathy, but this woman gets no sympathy? She just gets heckled in the comments. This is the analysis. There was another situation. You guys might remember this one from maybe back, I guess this was like 3 years ago, right? This Black woman got in a fight with this white guy, and white man beats Black woman in viral video, and now police want to charge her. I mean, think about that. You know, Black woman beaten by white man in viral video may herself be charged for damaging the man's truck following the attack. Dallas Fort Worth reported. LaDejani Lee may, according to sources familiar with the process, be charged with felony mischief after she broke the white man's truck. So the thing is, fellas, we want to begin to examine this. Why is that? And I'm going to show you this one. This is something I got from Coach Greg Adams' Instagram page. Now, what's happening here is you got a couple of these lovely ladies who are basically, they tried to skip out on a bill, you know, and, you know, basically they try. I want you to listen to what some of these guys are saying, right? These are black men saying this stuff. Listen to some of what they're saying to them. It's not sympathetic at all. Listen to it.
Look. He said he went to the bathroom.
Y'all went to the bathroom?
Hold up. Not go sit there.
Y'all ready to pay these bills?
Get him, shorty. Shot town. Shot town. Get him, shorty. We on live. Shot town.
I tried recording.
Yeah, y'all shouldn't have walked out. That bill. Pay your bill. Yeah, y'all left them keys. Y'all shouldn't have walked out. The world's dumbest criminals. Y'all making us look bad. Yeah.
So you hear how those guys, those black men are basically treating those women like they're dudes. You know, they're treating them like they would treat you while you world. These are the sort of things, like, this is black men treating these lovely ladies.